Yo, tap in with Day City. I ain't gotta say, man. Here another video you did. Hey, bro, this time we doing 16 animated horror stories. I mean, they be about an hour long, bro. I'm telling you now, we not getting through all along. I'm just tell you that now. Like, but how y'all doing today? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's night by now. I ain't gonna care. Nigga be like I be at, bro. Like, I'm either doing something else or between me and y'all, bro. If y'all even made it this far. But like nigga, I be yay. Like I'm talking about out of here. Like nigga, I be tired of fuck, but like nigga be I ain't, but like that's another story. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Let's get into it a bit.
I was on my way to deliver an order from the sandwich shop I worked for. It was a quiet night, around 11 or so. I had my music playing in my car, and I was just running through the motions of the delivery. On my way to their neighborhood, I pulled up to a red light. There was nobody else at the intersection, but for some reason, the light stayed red for what felt like an abnormal amount of time. As I sat there and stared at the light, waiting for it to change, a car pulled up beside me. I only glanced over for a second, not wanting to make that awkward eye contact, but their windows were heavily tinted, like definitely more than what was legal, as I couldn't see a single thing through them. The car itself was black as well, maybe an old Toyota or something. I can't really pinpoint what it was, but I got a really uneasy feeling about them.
Okay. We don't do no slapping at no red lights. I don't even hold up. I know somebody got some years with something like that, but nigga, I'm making up my own song. Fuck it. We ain't doing no strapping at no red light. Nah, for real, we ain't doing no strapping. We ain't doing yeah, like yeah, we doing no strapping at no red light. Fuck that nigga. Like, ooh we.
It could have just been that we were the only two on the road. I'm really not sure. Eventually the light turned green, and I started going. I didn't get very far though, before noticing they hadn't moved. They were still parked at the intersection. Once I got
Nigga
further
wanna
down
get
the
nigga
road,
nigga
I
wanna
shrugged it
get
off
real,
and
bro.
just thought it
Ram the
was
nigga off the
weird
road,
and
bro.
nothing else.
Not playing.
A couple minutes later, I pulled off into the section of housing that the delivery was in. I'd say neighborhood, but it wasn't really a neighborhood. It was just a line of 10 or so houses leading to a dead end. Something about it seemed really off-putting. Of all the houses on the street, not a single one had a light on. I 100% would have thought these places were abandoned, if not for the fact that the houses themselves looked really nice. They looked like ordinary neighborhood homes, with not a single sign of anything wrong with them. I figured it had to just be a coincidence that every resident down the street had their lights off. Anyway, the address I had was for the second to last house. I pulled up and parked on the curb, getting out with the order and walking up to the door. I was hoping I'd at least see some sort of light coming through the windows of this house, because it was the one I was delivering to. But standing on the porch, I didn't see any light.
Bro, that shit lame, bro.
Reluctantly,
Like,
I
if you
knocked
ain't
on the
got,
door.
he got the knock on the door.
When I did, the door swung a bit from its hinges, like it wasn't properly shut or locked. Now this was even more odd. Sandwich
Bro, that shit at the door, nigga, and drop it at the door and get, nigga. You tripping, bro. But don't do it, bro. Don't do it, but bro, just drop it at the door, bro. And get on, bro. What is this nigga doing?
delivery. Anyone home? It was completely silent. No response,
It
and
ain't
not
even
even the
your business,
slightest
bro. Go
sound
get in
from
the car
inside
and
the
get it, bro.
house. I was gonna leave, but just to be sure I didn't miss anything, I cracked the door open a little further. I could see a hallway and a room. Both
That
were
ain't your
empty of
business,
any
bro.
furniture or
Leave
decorations,
it
not
and
even a
get.
single picture on the wall. It only took a few seconds before dust started coming through the doorway too. I shut it and backed up from the porch. I was very confused and slightly worried. As I walked back down to my car though, I noticed something down the road. A few houses back, there was a small black car that wasn't there when I pulled in. Its headlights were off and it was parked. Once I saw the tinted windows, I immediately recognized it. I felt my face go white, knowing this could not possibly be a coincidence at this point. I started to hurry to my car, but as I got just a few feet away from the road, I saw something move in the reflection of one of the windows. I wasn't sure what it was that I saw, but I stopped in place. I was standing near the passenger door, and through the window, my eyes fell on the back seat. It was dark, but there was something blocking the back window. It only took me about a second for me to realize what I saw. I turned and bolted back to the house. As I did,
Nigga went back to the house. He went back to the house. Are you stupid? Yo.
the back door to my car swung open, and a man in a black hoodie and black pants came running out. He didn't chase me though. He ran straight down to the road and into his car. I stayed on the porch, and with my heart pounding, I dialed 911. I probably could have gotten in my car and left at that point, but I was too scared to really think straight. Police arrived and immediately told me that this whole street was unoccupied, as the homes were new builds. Guess that explains why I thought they looked so nice and not abandoned. What I definitely didn't expect was to hear them say that they've had multiple reports this past week, very similar to mine. The guy would order something for delivery with a fake name and address, then follow the driver. What happened to me was the closest call of any of them though. The guy had snuck inside my car and was waiting for me to get in and maybe even drive away. Who knows what he was trying to do. Unfortunately, there haven't been any updates on finding him.
He was trying to rob people.
I was 20 and worked with my parents at a really small takeout restaurant. We specialized in to-go orders. I was in college at the time and was on a very hectic schedule, but my parents were kind enough to offer me a laid-back position just as a general worker, usually just working the to-go table or cleaning up the place after closing hours. This was during early December, and with finals coming up, I didn't have much time to work during the day, so I was taking up mostly late night shifts where I'd just clean for a few hours, then head home. One of the nights I was working, I noticed around an hour into my shift that a car was parked in the parking lot. The way our restaurant was laid out, it was a standalone shop with a tiny parking lot in front of it, so there was no crossover between other stores or businesses. I thought whoever parked there probably just didn't think anyone would care, and they were right, because I really didn't care. 20 or so minutes later, they left. However, the next night around the same time, the car pulled into the parking lot again. The first time it was fine because I thought it was just a one-time thing, but coming back again was strange. I walked up to the front of the building and looked out. It was an older gray sedan with dark windows. They didn't seem to be trying to hide or anything because they were facing right at the building and they kept their headlights on. I double-checked that the doors were locked before getting back to cleaning. It was hard not to feel like they were watching me through the giant glass front windows, but just like last time, they left not too long after. I finished up my work and clocked out an hour later. Walking to my car in the parking lot, I felt really uneasy. I knew they had left, but it was just concerning that the same car came by 2 nights in a row, for seemingly no reason. I drove home and got some rest. Having a lot of schoolwork to do, I decided to take off the next night, so I didn't return to work until the following night. The whole time I was inside cleaning, I had this anxious feeling that made me constantly look out the windows, expecting that car to come back at any point. But I never saw them pull in. I was inside for nearly 3 hours and finished
Yeah, baby,
everything I had to do.
keep that pepper spray, keep that taser on you. And if you really nasty with it, try to keep that fine. You know what I mean? Keep that phone, nigga. Like, put that put that lead in the nigga if he play with you. Nah, for real. Don't even play with him. Like, you don't even play with your life like this, bro. Like, if you even notice something going on suspicious or anything, like me personally, like, and I'm a male, bro. Like, if I was to see a car keep doing that every night I'm at work and like just keep seeing the pull off, nigga, I'm not walking out there starting that shit. You keep going by my day, but best believe I'm gonna keep something on me, nigga. Element of surprise, peekaboo.
And not having seen the car come by this night, I felt like maybe it really was all nothing. I packed my stuff up and headed out, locking the door behind me. As I walked through the parking lot, that anxious and uneasy feeling rushed back to me. It felt like I suddenly got a burst of adrenaline, making me sweat
Yeah,
and look in all directions. Then,
shit.
as I was halfway across and standing out in the open, my eyes spotted a car sitting in the far back of the parking lot, away from all the street lamps that lit up the area. Within
Oh, shit.
seconds, it started moving, quickly driving toward me. I sprinted to my car, but I could hear their tires skidding on the pavement as they sped up right beside me and slammed on the brakes. I stumbled forward, thinking they were about to hit me. I was only a few feet away from my car at this point, and suddenly the doors of their car swung open. I didn't even turn my head to look, having my focus completely on getting into my car.
Telling you, in a situation like that, baby, you gotta keep that pepper spray and that fire on you. Because I'm telling you now, that pepper spray gonna hurt a nigga. Like, that pepper spray gonna put a nigga down. Like, it ain't gonna kill him, but don't folks, bro, like that shit gonna hit all of this, bro. Nigga ain't gonna be able to smell nor see. Shit, probably not even his hearing gonna be disoriented, cause like nigga just gonna be fucked. Like, it's just it's inevitable. Like, they not gonna be able to see, bro. And that's why at 10, like, bro, like they still probably gonna be able to chase you or some shit like that, but like it's just gonna. It's like you do that and then you put the phone in there. Oh my lord, it's over with. Like they can't do nothing, or with the taser. I'm saying, you know what I mean? Sound like that, bro. Don't make yourself an easy target out here. These niggas
Footsteps
be
rushed
weird.
behind me just as I opened my car and got in. Through the windows, I saw 3 men wearing masks and hoodies sprinting up to me. My hands
Niggas
were
weirdos,
shaking as I
bro.
tried to get my car to turn on. The men started banging on the windows and trying to get the doors open, but I barely got it in drive and drove past them.
Man, you
I
should have
got out
hit
of the
them niggas.
parking lot and onto the road, and from there, I was safe. I called 911 and pulled into a well-lit gas station nearby to wait for them. Unfortunately, the outside of our shop didn't have any cameras, so the information the police had to go off of was minimal. I couldn't even see any of the men's faces. After that night, it's no surprise that I never saw the car or the men again. This was last year toward the beginning of December. One of my good friends was going on a trip with his family and would be gone for a whole week. He asked if I wanted
Ooh,
to house sit his
shut your
place while they
scare
were
ass up,
gone.
nigga.
We were really good
She
family
scared her.
friends, so this wasn't all that unusual. I actually did the same thing for them last year as well. They had a couple fish tanks and a lot of houseplants that they needed me to take care of while they were away, and in return, I'd get to stay at their house for a week. I lived in a really small apartment, so I was always glad to take them up on the offer and help out.
Nigga, bro.
I headed over a couple hours
That nigga
before they
look like
left, just to hang out and get a
he
refresher
look
on
like that
everything
dude
that I
from
needed to do. Once they left, I unpacked some things and got settled in, and around
Lord of the
6, I
Rings
went
or something
out to
like
pick
that.
up some dinner. I brought it
No,
back to the
Harry Potter,
house and ate in the
Voldemort, or
living
some shit
room
like that.
while watching
Oh,
TV. Only a half hour later, there was a knock at the door. I paused the show and got up, looking to see who it was. It was a man in his 30s. He wasn't wearing a delivery uniform or anything. He just looked like a regular dude. I cracked the door open and asked what he needed. He looked startled to see me, but quickly recovered and asked if my friend was home right now. He called him by his name, so I thought he might have been a friend or something, but I told him he'd have to come back some other time. He didn't ask anything else and just walked away. I probably should have asked what he needed, but I felt like he should have told me to begin with. I was sure it was nothing, but I texted my friend just to let him know who came by. He called me soon after and asked who he was, and after a brief conversation, he said he had no idea who that guy could have been. I kept an eye out for the rest of the day, but still felt like it was probably nothing serious.
he look, man.
I watched TV for a while.
I'm not trying to be tough. None of that. Like, none of that, bro. I'm just to let you know, like, bro, I'm not letting nobody make me fear for my life, bro. Like, dead. Like, that shit over with, bro. Like, I'm here to live, nigga. I'm not here to fear no one to make me stop living or nothing like that, bro. If you live in fear, bro, you already dead. You know what I mean, shit like that. Like, but I'm putting you down, bro. Like, I'm just saying that to say this, bro. Like, bro, if a nigga try some shit like that, bro, it's just gonna be me and you. It's me or you. Simple as that, bro. And I promise you, I'm gonna do everything in my ability to make it not be me and to make it be you. And if God can see fit, I pray. Hey, look, man. Look, bro. Like, I don't want to hurt nobody out here, but shit, if we can both come out this cool and what I'm saying, like, just go our separate ways, and like, but I don't know though, bro. Cause then it just be like, damn, nigga, like, if you try me, you gonna try it to somebody else, but then you just gonna get what you deserve. You know what I mean? So, shit, I just let God play it. I just let God, you know what I'm saying, do his thing. But that don't mean just let folks get away with the shit. Like, niggas still gotta, you know.
Then went around the house watering the plants and feeding the fish. Around 9, I started getting the couch set up for bed. I tossed a few blankets down and made a sleeping area. As I did, there was another knock at the door. I walked over, more confused than anything, but was immediately unnerved to see the same guy outside the door. This time, I didn't open it. "Hey, what do you need? Can you come back a different day?" I yelled through the door. I watched as the man listened and stared at the door like he was thinking, but instead of
Tell me, man.
responding, he
Fuck
just
that, man.
walked away again.
Fuck that, man.
I made sure the door was locked before
Third
going
time the
back to the
charm, bro. He
couch.
come into the door,
It
bro. You
was
go
then
inside that
that I
nigga head with
definitely
something,
should have
bro.
called the police, but for some reason I really
Go
didn't want
inside that
to.
nigga head with something, bro.
Especially being at someone else's house, I was worried that this was all just a misunderstanding. Not to mention, the guy hadn't actually done anything yet. I would just have to explain that he came by twice and stood at the door. It kind of sounds silly, honestly. It definitely woke me up though, and I didn't feel comfortable going to bed right away. I stayed up on my phone and had the window curtains open so I could see if he walked up again. I probably waited for a good
Nah,
2 hours before my eyes
it's
started
too
getting
cold
heavy.
on curtains.
I did one last check out the windows before closing the curtains and getting ready for bed. I brushed my teeth, then hopped in the shower to quickly rinse off. By the time I got out, dried off, and went back downstairs, it had been less than 10 minutes. I went around and turned off
Oh,
all the
nigga, you
lights,
did all
and
that in
before
10
getting in
minutes?
bed, I figured I'd do one
That
last
nigga
check out the
said quick
windows,
rinse
just to
though.
help me sleep easy. I looked out, seeing nothing but trees swaying in the wind, the empty road in front of the house. I stepped back, and as I went back over to the couch, my eyes drifted toward the front door, catching something off. The lock was sideways. I walked over, thinking I was seeing things wrong,
Oh, hell
but
no.
no, it was unlocked.
Hell no,
I
bro.
was completely certain I'd locked it, not even a doubt in my mind. I froze up for a second before I felt adrenaline surge through me. I turned around and crept over to the couch to grab my phone that I left on the end table, but it wasn't there. Someone had already taken it. I didn't stay a second longer, grabbing my keys and
Yeah, get the fuck up out of there. Yeah, I was about to say that. You know what I mean? That's the most logical thing to do is to get the fuck up out of there. But if you want to be, you know what I'm saying, you want to be tough and you just want to, I'm saying, you want to take that risk, then you can stay there, try to fight it out or whoop whoop. But see, me personally, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's, you know, smart nigga outlast tough nigga, you know, and I like to be a smart nigga, but I like to look at myself as both. You know what I mean? Like nigga, I'm tough sometimes because like I'm not just I'm not just a lay down type of nigga, but I'm a smart nigga. You get what I'm saying? Like I'm a smart nigga, so I would leave. Like I'm not, you know, you know what I'm
running
saying?
out the front door.
Like
I used the emergency button in my car to
I would
call
have got
911 as I pulled out of the
I'm getting
driveway
the
and
fuck out
parked
of there.
further down the road to wait. When police pulled up and searched the home, they found the man, same one that came by twice, sitting in one of the spare bedrooms. When they arrested him, he didn't say a word, like he was completely mute. They found a forged key in his pocket that matched the front door, and nobody knows how he got it.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, bro was just trying to get in there to 'cause it looked cold outside. It looked like it was snowing and shit like that. I know he probably was homeless, cold or something like that, but he was just trying to have somewhere to stay. But nigga, you doing a lot to just get in, like you know what I'm saying? And then out of all the houses, why this house? And then how do you even know the person name who stay here? You know what I'm saying? Like it's just you could have been on some other shit.
My friend told me again that he had no clue who the man was or why he'd break into his home, but it honestly felt like there was something he wasn't telling me. Suspiciously, we haven't talked much after that either. I don't know what was going to happen that night.
Yeah, like
If
why
I
was
didn't
you even
notice
in
the
that
door
nigga
was
house?
unlocked and went to bed, I really don't think I would have woken up.
Supercharge your business with the all-new Shopify point of sale, the all-in-one POS solution built on the world.
It was a normal night after work, getting home at 10. I was exhausted, but ready to stay up late and game. All my buddies worked early tomorrow, so I was just playing solo and relaxing. A few hours into the night, I heard what sounded like a knock. I took my headphones off and listened for it again,
Man,
but it was quiet now.
shit, nothing be being on my dope like that nigga unless it's 12. And not even 12, nigga. I don't even want 12 at my door. Nigga should nothing be being at my door like that. So nigga, if you being at my door like that, bro, it's smoke. I don't hear it, bro. Like nigga, like I'm coming out the gate, nigga. Like, bro, what the fuck is your problem, bro? Like, nigga, like it's up there. Like, bro, ain't no beating on my door like that, nigga. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then if I don't know the person, bro, like, just be ready, nigga. Like, ready. You did, like, bro, what?
I thought surely it had to be a knock at the front door, as it was pretty loud and I didn't know what else it could be. I went over to check it out, but nobody was on the porch.
Got me fucked
The
up.
more I
Like,
thought about it, a single knock would have been odd if there were someone at the door.
I'm not
I
opening
still
that
didn't
door,
know
bro.
what it was
Fuck
that I
it.
heard, but I went back to gaming. It must
I
have only
wouldn't
been
even, I wouldn't even be able to play the game no more, bro, because it's just gonna be like, bro, I cannot hear what's going on now. I can't hear no window break, slide open, anything like a door crack open, the alarm, I mean, anything like that, depending on like your sound, like in your volume and shit like that, or like, bro, just take one off like these and you still be able to hear a little bit, but like it's not, it's just not the same, bro. Like, hey, hey, hey.
a half hour later that I heard another sound. It was a sort of click, like
Exactly.
something closing. I
Exactly.
immediately took my headset off and looked behind me.
Yeah, you got me fucked up.
Again, the house was quiet
Yeah,
now.
you got me fucked up.
I got up and did a walkthrough of the house. I didn't thoroughly check every inch of the place. I was just trying to spot any obvious signs of what I'd been
Nothing like
hearing.
man, what
The
else?
house was fairly
Understand what
old,
you're saying,
so
what
usually I
else?
chalk these things up to being the aging wood. After checking
Understand
around
what
and not
else?
seeing
Mr.
anything,
P. Red,
that's
homie.
exactly what I did, and I went back to my desk. I was still a little hesitant to put my headset back on, but eventually I did anyway.
Yeah, nah, bro. Listen to your
Only a
first
couple minutes
mind, your
later,
first
though,
thought.
a reflection suddenly moved
Hell
across my
nah.
computer screen.
Hell nah.
Maybe it was a
Hell
shadow,
nah.
I don't know,
Hell
but I
nah.
jumped up
Hell
and
nah.
spun
Hell
around.
nah. Hell
This
nah.
time, it was
Hell
almost
nah.
like I knew, without a doubt, that someone was
Yes,
inside my
yes,
home
bro.
and had just
Yes, bro.
walked somewhere
Yes,
behind
bro.
me.
Get
My
ready
desk
for
was in the
war,
living room,
nigga.
so there was a
Like,
long
bro, like,
hallway
get ready,
behind
nigga.
it
Like,
with
bro,
three separate rooms, and at the end was
twin.
the front door. I took a few seconds to recollect myself and think about which way the reflection moved across my screen, and realized it had moved from the left side of the hallway to the right side. There was only one door on the right, which was to my bedroom. It felt like in that moment, the silence of the whole house was deafening, making each second pass feel more and more terrifying, knowing almost for sure that someone else was in that
Bro, you
room.
probably go grab the
I
weapon or
decided
something,
my
bro.
best
Bat,
bet was to
a
just run for the
knife,
front door and hope
something.
whoever was in the room
Like,
didn't jump
bro.
out at me. After a few seconds, I forced myself to move, running down the hall and through the front door. I heard nothing as I fled the house. I called the cops and waited outside for several long minutes. They went in, and I still couldn't believe it when they pulled a man out the front door. I knew someone had
There was no
broken in,
telling what
but
he had
actually
on him,
seeing it
bro.
was really unsettling. He looked around 55, but was very large. His face was uncanny, with wide, bloodshot eyes and a disheveled beard. Even worse, they found two knives on him.
Oh, yeah.
It seemed he had no particular reason for choosing me as a victim of whatever he was trying to do, which I guess was supposed to make me feel better, but honestly, it didn't. It just means he was completely insane and would have done anything without hesitation had he had the chance to. I think I just got
You got me
really
fucked.
lucky that night to even be
I'm
standing
a
here
firm
today.
advocate for keeping that fire in your career, nigga.
Hold on,
Like,
before you pay for yet another app to manage your team, let me introduce you to Connect Team, the one platform that replaces
nigga, be ready to quit that. I ain't no nigga, you feel like, bro. Like, yeah, I'm a firm advocate, like, bro. Keep that fire in your career, bro. Like, yeah, don't be scared to use it. Like, fuck that, bro. Niggas ain't going for this, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, I mean, this bitch, Like, bro, what? Hey, God forbid anything like that happening, but boy, I'm dead ass serious though, bro. Like, keep that phone on you, bro. Like, keep that phone in the crib, man. Whatever. Like, bro, don't let nobody do you like this, man. And I ain't gonna care, bro. I was a little spooked a little bit watching it. It's like, damn, I had a nigga thinking, like, damn, like, holy shit, like, what would I do in this situation? You feel me? But like, if y'all fuck with the videos, man, you know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know what y'all think, and if y'all like the horror stories, y'all let me know if y'all want another one. You did, and if you made it to the end, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? You tagged in with me, stay tagged in with me, and we at this bitch.